stuff if you
I have to sneeze.
This is good. This is the start.
A warm thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. If you need a website or a domain, go to squarespace.com/Alex Armitage to save 10% off your first purchase.
I passed.
Oh, okay. Welcome back, everyone. It is quite windy here on the coast, so I hope you can hear me okay. Today we've got a special video for you, though. We're going to be doing 7 tips to level up your photo game. We're going to be talking things like the lens cap method. You probably never heard of that one. The rule of thirds, UCM. I've even got a bonus tip.
We're making another video about how to take photos?
We'll take great photos. That's what this channel's about.
What about all the terrible photos you take?
What? Who invited you?
You did.
Oh, that's true.
I think they just deserve some love, you know?
Well, my catalog is 95% terrible photos. So I guess you could probably say I'm an expert at it.
I think the people want to know.
Well, you could join me. Your lens cap's not even off the camera.
That's right. I'm also an expert.
Well, at the very least, it'll be entertaining.
I think so. It'll be fun.
Let's do this.
Okay.
So something I've talked about before on this very channel is that a lot of images, they're almost too good nowadays. They're too sharp. They're too, a little bit too digital. So a really great way to fix that is by turning off all the things that help with taking sharp images. The first one we're going to do is by turning off the image stabilization on this lens. Can you do that for me?
Okay.
Great. Now we're going to shoot at about 1/15 of a second.
I'm at 113.
1/13 is perfect. Now, the most important part of this trick to take a terrible photo is to hold the camera out as far as humanly possible from your body as you take the image. That's perfect. Great. Now try to take an image, and we're going to add a bit of unintentional camera movement. See, that's the thing. There's things called ICM, which is intentional camera movement. We don't want that. That's way too artistic. So we're going to want to try to shoot just, we're trying to get a sharp image, but all the things are turned off, and we're going to add a bit of, artistic intention here, unintentionally, if you will. And it's probably going to be a really terrible photo. Go ahead. How are those looking?
Your camera is so heavy.
Something's still not clicking, though. This is not, it's not looking right.
No, huh? What can we do?
I have an idea. Oh yeah, this is what I'm talking about. You want to pretend you're a 55-year-old dad taking images of their kids on a nice, look at this pose. Okay, hold on, it's got to start over. A 55-year-old dad on vacation, trying to take images of his daughters for their Instagram stories, looking good. Okay, release the flap. You want to add a bit more movement. There we go, get it in the wind. Perfect. That's looking real good. Those images coming out. Oh, those are definitely terrible. Good job. Do you think you took some terrible photos?
I think so.
Okay, well that one looks good.
iPads. Incredible cameras.
All right, another great way to take a terrible image is by only shooting in JPEG, but you can't do what you used to do and just switch to JPEG. It's gotten too good recently. So I've taken it a step further and I've reduced the JPEG quality to basic here on my Nikon ZF. But I don't want to just do that, because the thing is, if I shoot a JPEG, I could probably still edit it a little bit. I don't want to waste time sitting in front of a computer. So I've switched the color profile mode to vivid. You can tell here in Sequoia National Park that it's a gray and overcast day. These colors are not really popping how I'd like, and I really want to sharpen this thing to infinity and beyond so that it looks great on your screens. And by that I mean terrible. So what I've done is reduce the quality to basic, and then I've switched it to vivid mode, and I've taken this shot that you can see behind me, and man, oh man, is it terrible. Let me take another one to show you. Oh yeah, that's awful. Woo-wee. All right, so another rule you're going to want to follow is the rule of thirds, but probably not how you think of it. And this is going to be a guaranteed way to take a terrible photo. I'm going to use Sophia here as my subject to provide a really good example. So let me show you how normal people would take it, and it's really too boring, but let me show you what I'm talking about. So if I have Sophia over here, and I ask her to look at the camera and smile, great, perfect. Put her right in the center of the frame. Maybe I'll just put her in, a little bit to the right. And that's probably gonna look kinda okay, especially since it's her and she makes every photo look okay. But we're gonna apply the rule of thirds, and that's gonna be by putting her a third of the way off the screen. It's gonna provide some mystery. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna shoot this shot, and then I'm gonna cut her off by about a third on the right of the frame. And just like this, it's creating some mystery. You don't know if she has a left hand, you don't know if something's wrong with her left ear, and you don't really know what's going on the other part of her body, and it's gonna set you apart a bit from other photographers, and it's gonna really add a bit of curiosity to your images and maybe tell a story. Why did I cut a third of her off? Maybe she doesn't want to see what she's holding in her left hand. Maybe, I don't know, but this is a guaranteed way to take a terrible photo just by using the rule of thirds. Take your subject, put them out of a third of the frame, leave 2/3 of them into the frame, and you're gonna come away with a really terrible photo. So one common piece of advice that a lot of photographers, me especially, will say is that the best camera is the one that you have with you, or the right tool for the job. And today we are in the Redwoods National Park. If you've ever been to the Redwoods, you know that these trees are absolutely massive, like 300 feet tall. And the only way to really capture them is with a wide-angle lens. But sadly, Sophia and I did not bring
Actually, I think I have one.
What?
A wide-angle lens.
You have a wide-angle lens?
The backup camera of my car. Use all the tools in your toolbox.
Okay, here we go. All right, show me what we're working with here.
Voila!
Well, that's just the ground. Can we change up the angle or composition?
A perfect ground picture. But yes, we can change it.
Oh. Oh. Okay, well, it looks a little dusty. Let me go fix that. Clean it off. Okay, we need to change up the composition a little bit. Can we fix that a little bit?
All right.
Just maybe back it up right there. Oh, no, wait. Oh, no. Okay, keep going. Keep it going. We want to get that perfect sun star. Keep it going. Oh. There we go. That's it. That's the shot. Okay, now I got to get you to turn off the overlay.
I can't turn off the overlay.
We're stuck with that?
Yeah, it's a backup cam.
Oh, this is true.
Yeah.
Okay, well, just take a picture of it with your photo button on the steering wheel.
I can't take a picture either.
Wait, why?
It's a backup cam.
All right, hold on. I got the right tool for the job right here. Hold on. Let's just go. Yeah, there we go. So we get the whole thing.
Alex,
Perfect.
you had a wide-angle lens on your phone.
Yeah, what about it?
Well, we could have used that the whole time.
All right, another way to take some really terrible photos is kind of a lost art form that I was reminded of recently when I was looking through some of my that's all, folks. When I was looking through some of my images of the Hoover Dam that I took with a disposable camera when I was 10 years old. And in quite a few of those images, I had my finger in the image. And I was telling Sophia about this, and she was like, oh, I'm an expert at that. So I'm going to include her to explain exactly the art form behind it.
Yes, I have been known to put the odd finger in front of my pictures. The trick is you just use your finger and put it a little bit in front of your lens, just so you have that idea of a localized vignette on the edge of your frame. Just a little bit, just to, to give the viewer the idea of the human touch.
Oh.
It allows the viewer...
That's a great pun.
Thank you. It allows the viewer to remember that there is always somebody behind the camera.
Yeah, it's like those Instagram images where like the person's being dragged along by their girlfriend and all you see is the girlfriend in their hand, except you don't have a partner and you're just alone. So you're just trying to remind people that you're still there behind the camera.
Yeah.
But it's very artistic. It really adds a human element to the image, and it really makes for some great terrible images. You want to try to take one here while we're in Yosemite?
Let's do it.
Okay, go for it. All right, so what's your technique here? What do we got going on?
Right now, we're using the right...
That's your left hand.
The left... the left upper quadrant finger. Just in the corner, you know it.
How's that looking?
It adds a little je ne sais quoi.
Oh,
yes.
I don't speak French, but that sounds nice.
We can do in the bottom, it covers just the trees.
Wow.
Yeah.
So something I'm noticing, and you might be able to give me a pro tip, is that the larger my lens is, it's really hard to, I gotta really reach for it. What if my lens is like out here? Do I have to hold it like that? Or does it really only work with really thin cameras? Like, for example, recently I have definitely taken some images that have a nice, here, I'll take one right now. There you go. Oh yeah, see, look at this. I got a great blue tone. Look at that. We're adding a lot of nice human touch, as you said.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's almost got like a Smurf filter at the bottom. Overall, I think I did a really good job at taking a pretty terrible photo. What do you think?
I think so.
So
10 of 10.
The trick is you got to use a camera that's thin enough, right? Like a disposable camera or the X100VI or a phone. Phone is probably the best one because I accidentally get my fingers in this all the time.
Or you grow your fingers.
Grow my fingers?
Yeah. Hot dog fingers.
I'm just going to take this back from you now. And we're just...
The longer the finger, the longer the lens.
We're just going to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
All right, so one of the easiest ways to take a terrible photo, well, it used to be a lot easier, and now it's gotten a little bit harder, is the lens cap method. This is those photos where you accidentally take an image of your lens cap, but now with autofocus and all the digital stuff, it's so much harder to execute this properly. Back in the day with film and manual focus, you would just accidentally expose 1-2 sheets of film when you still had your lens cap on and completely ruin that particular image. Nowadays, you can't take the image with autofocus on because it won't be able to autofocus on the lens cap since it's, well, pitch black and too close. So you have to manually put your camera into manual focus mode. Then you can absolutely take some spectacular, terrible lens cap images. Now the second thing is going to be, maybe it's obvious to you, but you would be surprised. And that is that you need a lens cap, but not all lens caps are the same. For example, the best ones for this method use this little clicky lock system. But if you have something like a magnetic filter, which I do, sometimes those get snagged and get caught in the bag as you're taking your lens or camera out of the bag, and then you can't take a lens cap image. And most importantly, I have a camera that I use where I don't even put a lens cap on. I just leave a filter on the outside and throw it in the bag. And well, that's never gonna take a really terrible lens cap image, and that's not what we want. I mean, just look at this scene behind me. It's absolutely spectacular, and probably 1 million people have taken it. I'm just here in Big Sur area, and I don't want to take this. Everyone's taking this photo. I want to get something more artistic. So I'm going to set my camera into manual mode, which I've already done, and I'm going to get ready, and we're going to take my best lens cap image I've ever taken. Oh yeah, that's going to be spectacular. And you can even get artistic with it. You can kind of take the lens cap off a little bit and then snap a photo or two, and then it's going to add a bit of mystery to the side of the image because you don't really know what else is going on in the image. And we're actually going to talk about this later in the video. It's called the rule of thirds. I really encourage you to try to just, as you're taking the lens cap off, snap like 6 images and you'll get a lot of variability and be able to choose the worst one of the bunch for your images. All right, here's my favorite image so far that I've taken on the trip. I spent a lot of time on this one. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll include all the camera settings and everything for this image. I think you're really going to enjoy it. Like Sophia mentioned before, so many of our terrible photos don't get the love and attention that they deserve. So with the help of today's sponsor, Squarespace, I'm going to change that. You can now visit terriblephoto.com to view many of the photos from this video, but also go to it in the future to be reminded that we all take terrible photos. Squarespace made registering this domain extremely easy, and now it's even integrated into my Squarespace account, thus streamlining the entire process even further. I put together the page using Squarespace's Fluid Engine, which makes it easy to drag and drop your images into things like galleries, portfolios, or even landing pages like the one that I've made for terriblephoto.com. So all jokes aside, as an expert in taking terrible photos, I'm also quite knowledgeable in things like portfolio design, presentation, and even things such as SEO. And I want to help you build a better website. If you use my code, AlexArmitage, or visit squarespace.com/AlexArmitage, you're going to save 10% off your first purchase, but I'm also personally going to give you my feedback on your website and portfolio. All you have to do is email me a link to your Squarespace website and proof showing that you used my code. After that, I'm gonna spend some time looking over your page and give you some feedback on how to improve your website. That's it. Thanks again to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. One of the best ways to take any image and make it terrible is actually in editing. The best part about this is you don't have to go out and take new photos, you don't have to do anything. You can go through your catalogs of great photos, and just within a few seconds, you can turn any of them into a terrible photo. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is one of the images I took in Big Sur, and it's not blue enough, it's not contrasty enough. And the reality is you can go over here to your editing suite in Lightroom, but you can do this in any program, it doesn't matter which one, and you could just adjust everything to about +50. Honestly, I don't really know why any of the sliders even go to 0 or negative, so I don't know whose idea that was, but what we're gonna do is we're just gonna set our contrast 50, highlights 50, shadows 50, whites 50, blacks 50, and you can see I'm just kind of roughly estimating here. I'm not actually putting exactly 50 in. Your mileage may vary depending on your image. Texture 50, clarity 50, and this is going to be the best one. This is always one of the best ones to turn your image from okay into terrible really quickly, and that is the dehaze 50. And lastly, we're going to do saturation 50, vibrance 50. Now that is a terrible looking photo. Definitely probably the best one of this entire video. It only took, I don't know, you just watched me. 15 seconds. And the best part is we can even create a preset. Preset, terrible photo, create, boom. Now I can come in, go to any photo, and I can go to terrible photo. There we go, instant. Now you can turn any photo into a terrible photo. I'll have this preset free for you to download on terriblephoto.com if you're interested. Okay, what is you had a bonus tip for people? What is happening right now?
Yeah.
What is going on?
It's so good.
Are you using the selfie cam? Well,
So we were actually inspired for this tip by one of our fellow tourists who were on the road.
what were they doing?
They were taking a picture of a scene using the selfie camera with the subject.
Do you want to show them?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll pretend I'm the subject.
Okay.
So we saw these people at a waterfall,
Yeah.
and the guy was doing this,
Yeah.
but then the wife, so that I could see the image, was using the screen of the phone, but then looking down, this is the image they were taking. She was using the selfie cam. Oh man, I look so good. I'm glad you're getting the background right now. I'm trying to keep myself. How's it looking, Sophia?
Incredible. Let's show the people.
Okay. All right, that's gonna wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed. This was just meant to be a fun, lighthearted, non-serious video that Sophia and I could make on this road trip and just have a good time with it. So we hope that you had as much fun watching it as we did creating it. And if you liked it, consider liking the video. And if you loved it and made it this far, consider subscribing if you're not already. I'll see you on the next one. There's gotta be a rainbow out there somewhere. Her mic's on, but she said you just gotta go find it. Not on. Her mic's not. All right, cut it. Be mean to me. I'm giving you, your legs don't have to shake. They don't have to see this. Come on, we got this. You got this.
Okay.